Afternoon, London. Welcome back once again to my Wednesday live photography 101. And yes, welcome to Red 35. If you don't know who we are a photography channel doing everything about photography and filmmaking using Micro Four Third gear. Yeah, well, what is Photography 101? If this is your first time here, is basically a series of videos that I would utilize the opportunity to explain more about not just about gear, but more about live stuff in terms of psychological preparations, practical skills, and how to use a composition, lightings, and the philosophy behind photography in general. So it's nothing gear specific, but more about how you understand photography in general. So it's more like an educational series, so to speak. So used to be a weekly series that I produce, but now, as you all know, that we are kind of stuck at home at the moment, so I'm doing this live. So I'll be taking on live question and answer session, so you can ask me anything you want, basically. But I do have a schedule, and I do want to starting to make the live stream slightly more structured. So I'll impose a time limit for this particular live stream. So I will have a 45 minutes limit onto this particular stream. So I will basically close around about 45-ish. It's not very straight, but you know what I mean. So so everybody can get on with the live, get on the stuff if they want to do something. So you can schedule themselves. The live stream that from now on that we're going to do is basically every Wednesday, 3 p.m. London time, GMT. This is something that I am going to make it a regular thing, hopefully. So that means that you guys would know when I'm coming on live. Okay, so before I start, of course, I already mentioned if this is your first time here, please subscribe my channel, clicking that button there and put on the bell notification so you know when our new video is coming out. And also, I will have a sponsor link, which is Buy Me a Coffee. You can see the link down in the description somewhere here. If you get there you go. Yeah, so that's my sponsor link there. If you are happy about everything, you would like to buy me coffee, you can click that link there and just click on the button. It's very simple. There's no registration, no obligation. I'm not forcing you to, just as long as you're willing to. Okay, then also today's topic is, there you go. I'm going to bring up today's topic. So give a little bit of general updates, but main topic of the day that we're going to discuss is sensor size. Does it matter, right? Okay, so we're going to come on to that in a minute after the general updates, and the last bit of today's stream will be Q&A. So you guys can ask me any question about photography, how to set up your cameras for photography and video filming. Doesn't really matter. I will try my best to answer as much as I can. And of course, I'm not expert on everything, so you just have to test me. Okay, let's see. We're going to get on to the general update first. So as you know, that London is coming to the second week of lockdown, and Tracy and I haven't been able to do anything filming wise. In fact, I haven't actually seen her since probably about 3 weeks ago now. But yeah, it's quite tough on the whole kind of YouTube community, because it is you know, a lot of YouTubers out there, you know, they rely on going outdoor and film things and film on location, giving a live demonstration of things that we do and use. But you know, when you're stuck at home, you know, there are only limited things that you can do. I mean, of course, you can get creative and start doing a lot of macro stuff, which we're gonna do something maybe in the coming weeks. I'm trying to do something, you know, and maybe do a live demo. If not, I may film something and post it out as a normal episode on either Wednesday or Sunday. So it depends how things goes. We just have to play by ear and then to see what happens. Good afternoon, David. Welcome to join us. Thank you. So we got our first comment. Great stuff. Okay, so this is kind of the general update from Red 35 as a channel. Really apologize that I cannot be more professionals, you know, in many ways. For instance, I can't get the clean audio as much as I would like to, because they're obviously family in the house, so there will be some ambient noises, as you can see. It's not going to be clean, and also in terms of regularity, you know, how many videos we can post, also limited as well. I do have products lying around in the house I need to do reviews on, but it's quite challenging in terms of filming episodes in the past few weeks, because when you have young kids at home and you don't really get the quiet moment to film anything. I can get the B-rolls done, but it's not going to be exactly the look and feel that I'm going for. If you guys been following around for a long time, you know that our styles are usually run and gun on the street. So sticking in a more like a static environment is really not our style, and I'm struggling in that sense. So maybe I have to get a little bit more creative to get things going. Good afternoon, George. Oh, from Greece. Hey, Greece, that's cool. How are you guys? I hope that you guys are slightly better than London. I'm not entirely sure, to be quite honest. The entire Europe has gone crazy, and that's all I can say. And go back to the channel. I'm still happy. I'm still very active, so you guys don't have to worry that we are going away or something or stopping the channel. I will try to do things as regular as I possibly can. I still have a couple of projects that I'm actually urgently need to finish for Olympus. So at the moment, I can't do too much outside of that, because that will eventually possibly pay a little bit of money for my account. And all of you guys know, self-employed like myself, creative like myself, are kind of a little bit struggling in terms of financially, because all our bookings and everything's been wiped out for the 2020, and it is not very nice. Let's put it that way. So, but I'm keeping my spirit up, and I know the thing's gonna get better, right? It's not gonna get worse. Come on, yeah, come on. Okay, and more people. Hi, Chris from Germany. Hi, guten Tag. Hope my German's still there. And David, is APS any better than Micro Four Thread? Right, I'm going to come on to that today's topic, sensor size, in a minute. This is kind of the general update for the Red 35 channel, and I am hoping things are going to get better, get smoother later. Like I mentioned, I still have products that I would like to do in terms of review and demonstration, but they're limited. And although that I get inquiries from people that might want to send me stuff, I don't know if I want to review them yet, just because of the whole logistic issues, and also time that I can film them. And yeah, I think doing live session like this is probably a little bit more feasible for me, because I can talk to you guys live, and also answering questions that you may have a lot for a long time that I won't be able to answer, because when I receive a lot of comments, I can't answer them all like individually and also like directly. So it's kind of my own regrets that I can't answer you guys. I do wish I could answer all your questions and everything that you leave in the comment section, but sometimes it gets a little bit overwhelming, if you know what I mean. Okay, so I've got more people coming on. That's cool. Wow, Alfonso from España. Okay, and Bart from Calgary. Hi, from Canada. That's cool. And Ravenham from Arizona. Cool. And Turkey. Hey, wow, we're reaching all over the world. That's pretty awesome. So just before I start, how's the lighting setup compared to last week? Yeah, and if you haven't seen my Facebook Live, I have been doing a daily stream between 11 to 11:30 Monday to Friday, London time, in the morning. So if you guys want to catch up with me, personally, I'm there every day for half an hour. I'll be talking a lot about photography, something in general, my life in general, London in general, and yeah, things in general, but people have been asking me a lot about filmings and photography as well. So like, if you guys have any question, you can also find me there every morning live. So I'm going to put the link in the description so you can catch me there on Facebook. So that's all good there. And Chris, yeah, my German's the best I've ever heard. You sure about that? I'm not entirely sure. And Peter from China. Oh, wow. Cool. Awesome. And then from Korea, from South Korea. Wow. That is really, really awesome. Thank you for joining me today. Okay, so shall we get on with our topic discussion today? I think we should. Okay, greetings from Japan. Konnichiwa. Ohayou gozaimasu. And that's as far as I can go Japanese-wise. Okay, right. Sensor size. Okay, this is an interesting topic, right? And because there has been a lot of debate about bigger sensor is better than smaller sensors, and you know the gist. People have been talking about it for over a decade now, and ever since a full frame became the dominant force in the photography industry. It's going to be interesting to see from today's discussion, to see the reaction from you guys. All of you guys know from the title that I put on the bottom of the screen that I'm an Olympus ambassador. So I do use Micro Four Third gear to do all my photography and filming needs. In fact, I'm actually using the latest OMD EM1 Mark III at the moment, filming in continuous AF. So you can see that this is live demo at the moment for the EM1 Mark III. Oh, I can't even talk now. So I do use the gear basically exclusively to do anything, and but I'm trying to give you a more like an unbiased view on the general consensus of sensor sizes, because I do have full frame. Before I moved on to Olympus, I was using full frame Leica digital, expensive stuff, right? I also was a Canon full frame professionals and ambassadors, so I've been there, and but for me, I think as a photographer, sensor size really doesn't come into it as long as you can capture the shot that you need. People have different preferences, have different needs for their photography. I'm not disputing, like I said many times, because I always get questions and comments whenever I talk about sensor sizes, is that people think, well, you are ambassador, of course, you're going to say Micro Four Third is the best. I wouldn't say that, because I see the strengths and weaknesses in each of the systems or sensor size. Of course, bigger sensor can do something that Micro Four Third can't do, but likewise, there are things that Micro Four Third can do that full frame can't, or even medium format. So they all have the plus and cons and things like that. So this is something that you have to bear in mind. There is no rights or wrongs there. You just have to choose whatever you need. But I have to tell you time and time again, the reason I moved from full frame to Micro Four Third is because, first of all, it is portability. I'm not trying to give you a marketing kind of terms here, because I know Olympus keep talking about traveling, downsizing, and things like that. But it was one of the reasons that I switched from full frame to Olympus. Before I became an Olympus user, I was using Canon DSLRs, and they were huge things. And size doesn't bother me too much, but more of the weight. And imagine you have a full frame DSLRs, and you have all these 2.8 Pro zoom lenses, prime lenses. They are big, like. I remember when I have my work kit, I have to have a trolley with my 5D Mark II two bodies, and one with vertical grip. Then I have the Trinity, the 1635 2.8L, then there's 2470 2.8L, and then 70 to 2.8L. Then I have to have the macro lens for the range shots, right? And for weddings, so that will be the 100f 2.8. And then I also have the 85 1.2 L for portrait, and a 50 1.2 L, then a couple of speed lights, other accessories like battery, memory cards, and memory banks, and whatever. The whole case, like, probably weighs about 20 to 25 kilo. Is massive and it's heavy. And when I starting to test the Olympus gears, which they loaned to me to kind of have a play with, I asked for the exact same equivalent kit, and so they gave me a backpack, which when I first saw it, I just kind of shocked me how small it is. The whole backpack with the same amount of kit inside is less than half the weight. I would say probably about 10 kilo, maybe 11 kilo max. That's a significant saving. And not that I mind too much when it comes to in terms of like traveling with the case from location to location, because most likely I will drive or take a plane anyway. But it's about holding the camera and your gears on the day that kills me, because the Canon DSLR was way too heavy. Imagining you're holding two full frame cameras on either side of your shoulder with big lenses on, that would take a toll on your body. I mean, if you're nice, young, and healthy, of course, it's not a problem, but I'm getting old, so that sort of weight is actually very, very unbearable if you work for like 16, 17 hours a day. And I'm not joking. I would sweat, and it's almost like a proper workout. And at the end of the day, I would get sore muscles on my legs, and so it wasn't very nice. But when I tried the Olympus systems, and of course, it's like I mentioned, it's half the weight straight away. Everything became very apparent that I thought that's quite good. Then when I come to the performance perspective, and oh, hello from first footprint photographer. I've seen you before from South Korea. I never knew where you come from. That's excellent. And okay, I'm going to answer a couple of questions before I continue. And so Terry from Devon. Wee, excellent, excellent. How are you guys, Terry? Then, where's Charlie? Charlie is in California. She's probably in a lockdown as well. So I can't get Charlie in the show because we're in different country now. And maybe at some point, if she comes back to UK, or maybe I travel to California, you never know, we will be able to do an episode with her. But I don't think it's permanent, so she may return to the UK at some point. But at the moment, she's in the States, in California. There you go. Okay, let's get back to my discussions here. So in terms of performance, I didn't see a significant downgrade from the Olympus system compared to Canon full frame, and that's the fact. I guess for a lot of outsiders or beginners who don't really understand photography or understand how to use the cameras, would not understand what I'm saying or where I'm coming from when it comes to performance. As a photographer, you look for the right light to do photos. I'm not disputing that, yes, Michael Four Thirds weakness is the high ISO performance. But if you think about, they all have like really fast glasses now, like all the 1.2 Pro lenses, and they are magnificent. And unless you are shooting in like pitch black environment, most of the time you can kind of get away with 1600 ISO. I personally think that is not bad at all. And if you expose it correctly, remember, all the YouTubers out there already saying, expose to the right kind of technique, and then you will always get really good results. And so I think in general, I don't see a problem there. I've been shooting with the Micro Four Thirds professionally at weddings and portraits in all kinds of scenarios, lighting conditions for over 4 years now. So like all my clients seems to be very happy about it. I don't see they complaining. In fact, they actually love it. Some clients, I'll tell you a little bit of joke there, because some people did actually say to me, so I say to the client actually, and they were saying, is this your professional photographer? He's using a tiny toy camera. That's not a joke. Because the client told me that afterward. They said, no, have you seen his picture? His picture is pretty cool. And so people always have this misconception about size, equal quality. The bigger the camera, the better the quality. But ultimately, it's all depending on what? You guys, your eyes, your brain, and how you operate your camera, right? It's always the guy behind the lens. And the camera and the lens is the tool for you to operate to get that moment. But ultimately, how creative it is depending on how creative you are, right? Okay, so I switch from full frame to Michael Four Thirds 2. I'm glad I did. No regret. There you go. Thank you. So I hope that kind of gives you a little bit of a background and on my kind of knowledge and background on Michael Four Thirds. Like if you think that I've always been a Michael Four Thirds or Four Thirds guy or a Olympus fanboy, nope, that is not the case. I have been using Canon for 15 years, and I have been a professional Leica user for 4 years. So like I've seen everything. I even used medium format film cameras before that. And so I've seen the whole spectrum of different sizes in terms of formats and the pros and cons about everything. So what I'm telling you right now, I'm not trying to sell Olympus, but I'm just saying that I think Olympus is good for my needs. So when it comes to it, you just basically have to judge on what you need and what you think is best for you. And I will always try to tell you and educate you in a way that you don't try not to listen to the marketing people, not trying to listen to a lot of the fanboy talkings. You can join the clubs, join the forums, and join whatever you want to. But ultimately, pick up the camera at a camera store, try it out yourself, to see whether it is for you, and to determine what system camera and what sort of format sizes, sensor size is best for you. You have to try it. Ultimately, you can get a similar look depending. You have to compensate, of course, distance and everything, and aperture wise. People always compare orange and apple is always going to be difficult, and you can't compare like a 2.8 on a full frame compared to 28 2.8 and a micro four third. You can't do that. It's different because the crop factors coming in terms of like the relative distance and aperture is very, very, very different. But I can get the same look, but I just have to just work around with a slightly different angle, different distance, different aperture size to compensate that. But anyway, so let's go on to see some of your questions. I see something popped up already. Hi, Vams, and in China, size really matters. I believe you. I'm from Hong Kong, and so I know the mentality there, and they went through a stage, Peter, that people were looking for smaller things, but I think now they're going back up again. They're looking for all the full frame mirrorlesses now, and well, the world goes around, right? And then so they're moving on to the next stage. So Vams from Tampa, hey, cool, hello, and Trevor, how are you? Good, excellent for you to see you coming on. That's very good. Okay, found smaller sensor size with increased depth of an advantage photographing wedding. If you are in dark churches and photographing from the side of the bride and groom. It is necessary to use wide angle, blah, blah, blah. Yes, indeed, indeed. Oh, I want to bring that up because it is very, very true. Well, I need to just smallen this a little bit. Okay, let me just take out the topics of the day now. Right, okay. That is absolutely bang on. And what I couldn't achieve when I using full frame cameras before was because of the shallow depth of field. Like in contrast, like I mentioned, you really have to judge what your needs are. In weddings, we want deeper depth of field a lot of the time because you're photographing a lot of the groups or people in two lines, or like Trevor just mentioned about the bride and groom side by side. If you're shooting from a side angle, is something that you need deeper depth of field. And then if you're using like a traditional full frame 2.8, you will find that you're either focusing on the bride or either focusing on the groom. And then if you want to photograph or have them both in focus, you have to stop down to 5.6. But in a church, you can imagine if you are having that in 5.6, you probably have to pump up the ISO in 6400, maybe even 8000 to get away with the like shutter speed. But in micro four third, you can get away with even 2.8 aperture. So that means that you can shoot at ISO 800, 1600, like I mentioned. So that alleviates the problem immediately. And so unless you're working photography, you may not actually understand that relationship there or appreciate the benefit of micro four third having the deeper depth of field. So let's see if any others questions here. Oh, hi Thomas, Georgia, USA. Hey, cool. How are you guys? I think it's morning time there, right, at the moment. Full frame would mean that only one. Yep, exactly. That is very, very true. So thank you, Trevor, for bringing it up, and that is completely valid. And that's another reason why I love the micro four third system, because I get group shots indoor in any weddings, in any scenario, without having to pump the ISO up to like a million or something. That's another thing I want to talk to you guys about. I know shooting, the ability to shoot ultra high ISO is the kind of the advantage of full frame or larger sensors in today's digital markets, digital photography. But to a lot of people, does it really matter? Do you really want to shoot ultra high ISO all the time? That kind of scares me in a way, that if you keep shooting in high ISO, you're not doing things right. In photography, you're really not trying to use ultra high ISO all the time, and that is something that you should not be doing. And I think ultra high ISO to me is an escape route for emergency only. If you really can't get that shot, you better have something than nothing. So that's when I really pump up the ISO and get that shot. But majority of the time, I would not go higher than 800 unless I really need to get the light in. So otherwise, 800 is kind of my limit. And I restrain myself more having that film photographer mentality, because I try not to go above that. I don't know how many of you are using film, like being an analog photographer before, or trained from a film photographer. The highest, of course, the highest film speed that I used in colors was 800. I know they had 1600 film negative, but they are a little bit weird in terms of colors, and so I tend to just restrict myself on ISO 800 speed film, or ASA 800, and I would have the black and white in 3200, or I might even push it to 6400, because that will get the grains out, and that can be quite nice in a way, depending on what sort of thing you're doing. Adrian Young, hello. And thank you. You like the lighting setup? Thank you very much. I can talk to you a little bit about that probably towards the end of this video. I think a lot of people ask me that. So hello, Marco from northern Italy. Oh wow, gosh, you guys. Hopefully you guys are okay. Seriously, I really hope that you guys are cool, because I heard about northern Italy, what's going on there. But obviously you're local, you probably know much better than us. We just hear what the news tells us, and so hopefully you guys are good. I have Olympus OMD EM10 Mark II with a Panasonic 25 fixed lens. Can I make sky photos in the night? Yes, of course you can. And let's bring it up. Right. Yes, you can. You can use any lenses, to be honest, but I think a lot of people like to use a wider lens because they want to get the foreground in and not the sky, so you can have the whole scene, including the foreground inches like the land or some houses or trees or grass, and then you can kind of tilt the camera up a little bit, have the sky and everything. So wider angle helps in composition, but you can use the 25 lens for taking sky. That's nothing stopping you. That's also good. There's nothing restricting you from doing that. But if you really want to do kind of interesting composition for night photography, you may want to consider a wider lens, because it will enable you to do a lot more creative stuff with a wider lens, and that's for sure. But the Panasonic 25 is perfect. It's a good lens as well. So yeah, go ahead. Great stuff. Okay, so I hope that answered your question, Marco. And Adrian, hello, big fan. Thank you very much for joining us. Okay, and Gerard from Thailand. Hello. Nowadays I saw a lot of you clips been posted on the Olympus Club Thailand Facebook page. Really? So I'm on the Facebook Olympus Thailand page now. Thank you. Well, thank you for your support. That's pretty good. And I hope you enjoyed the video so far. We do want to do a lot more this year. To be honest, this COVID-19 is kind of a little bit of a hammer to us, because I personally have a lot of plan for this channel, and Tracy as well. We have discussed a lot about how to move this channel up a bit in terms of production values and what sort of thing we should be doing. But this COVID-19 really restricted us, and now we have to kind of delay everything that we planned for 2020 into possibly 2021, and it is a knockback. And also financially, we have to take a couple of steps back now, because I'll probably have to use up all my saving to kind of get through this year, and that's something that I probably not very proud of saying it, but I have to say, just to be honest with you guys, and how things are going with me, and or in general the YouTube or creative community, especially freelancers and professionals. It is going to be a tough year for all of us, and so it's not something to be ashamed of telling you guys. I've got trying to be honest with you. So if you see me starting to dress a little bit awkward, have holes in my shirts and things like that, don't make a joke out of it, and it's generally probably my last shirt. Okay, just joking aside, but yeah, you get the idea. Okay, let's see what else in here. Adrian Young, you're from Brunei. Excellent. EM10 Mark III is a fantastic little camera. I love that. Frida from, you love Soha and Sali. Well, me too. And we're all in isolation. I can't get them onto video at the moment. So, I would definitely get them back to one of our episodes as soon as the restriction is lifted. So hopefully that will be soon. Okay, let's see what other people are saying in a moment. First, footprint photography. I sometimes use a Canon 50mm 1.2 on the EM. Oh, fancy stuff you got there. And I personally find I never need a shallow depth of field, and I can achieve that. Of course, you got a 50 1.2. I have the 85 1.2. That is even shallower. But obviously that becomes quite a long lens. You know, when you attach 85, it becomes 170 millimeters, so it becomes like a proper tele lens. Okay, Burana, you're back! Yay! Burana is a very cool followers. You know, because she. You actually joined me in the morning stream and now in the afternoon stream. So you joined me for twice today. That's that's cool. Thank you, Burana. Thank you. Adrian, been using M9 for about 10 years. Think of M10 should hold. I wait for the next update. Well, Adrian, if you're like a user, I'm still rocking my M240. This is MP240. I'm still rocking it. I love it. I don't see the need of going to M10. Like I mentioned, yes, technologically the sensor is better, and but I know what I'm doing, and I kind of enjoy the older tactile feel to it. I don't know if you're used to M9 camera. I don't know if you tried the M10, because the M10 actually feels less solid compared to the M9, because the M9 is still using brass construction, just like the M240, the MT240. They have brass top and bottom plate, but the M10 and the M10P are using magnesium. So I don't know. To me, if you're a diehard Leica fan, you appreciate brass more than magnesium, and so that's my take on it. Don't trust me. You know, if you really want to, that's the latest technology. The latest sensor is really good. Dynamic range wise, it's better for sure. But the next generation, I suspect that the Leica may employ a higher resolution sensor. At the moment, I think 24 megapixels has always been a sweet spot for my needs. If you want higher megapixel count, go ahead. But I've seen higher megapixel count does get you sharper pictures, but in terms of pulsar processing and archiving is going to be difficult. You know, you have to upgrade your computer system and your storage system and your memory card. Everything has to be upgraded. So don't think just the camera, but the entire backend has to be upgraded to accommodate the much larger file size. Okay, so that will be your choice. So I kind of answer your question hopefully. And should you wait for it? That depends. You know, if you happy about the high megapixel count, of course, you don't mind paying the price, because Leica is going up in price every 6 months. And by then, I don't know how much it's going to cost for Leica, possibly 8,000 or 9,000 pounds by then. It's crazy. Okay, let's see. Just curious, what does it say on my sweater? Right. Any Hong Kong people who can read Chinese here? And then, yes, the character says Gai Zai Mak, which means chicken brand. It's actually chick brand. That's what they call. It's a traditional, very old time Hong Kong brand. And if one of you from Hong Kong, you would definitely know what Gai Zai Mak is. You know, it's a very old brand from Hong Kong. Used to make underwear. I think I bought this sweater as a limited edition in Hong Kong when I went to the flagship store, and I see this jumper and thought it's pretty cool there. You know, I want to get a memento kind of memory thing to remember this brand, and just bought it. And yeah, I love it. I love this chicken sweater. Okay, Solas. Okay, from Quebec. Hello there. Hi, how are you guys? What's the best, cheapest landscape lens with at least 2.8? Right, okay, there are a few options there if you want a 2.8 lens. If you want an autofocus lens and you want the best in terms of weather sealing and constructions, you probably want to consider the Olympus 12 to 40 f2.8 Pro. That is really good. It's weather seal, freeze proof, and everything, and has a full metal construction. I love that lens. It's super fast as well for AF. That's really good. And if you don't mind manual focusing, this may be something for you. This one here is the Laowa. I'm trying to take it off so I can show it in the screen. So I'm trying to see that. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. You see that? You see that? Oh, there you go. So this is the Laowa 9mm 2.8, but this is a manual lens. So if you happy using manual focusing lens, but I guess in landscape, manual focus is actually good. So if you like that, that is actually a very good alternative. It has a native micro four third mount, and it's this particular one is called the 0D, so it's no distortion. So it's actually pretty darn amazing. And we've done a review on this lens, and you can click onto the one of the videos that we have on the playlist, and you will see that the review on this is only about 3 weeks ago, so it's a brand new video. So you can see that when we done the review on it, and you can see how good it is. So hopefully that answer your question. Anchi, yes, from Jakarta, Indonesia. Hello, thank you, nice setup. Yes, I have to talk about my setup very soon. And I hope you continue to this live streaming program after this COVID-19. Right, okay, guys, that's a question. Right, do you guys enjoy this live stream? And then if you do, I will continue for sure after the COVID-19. If this is something that you really enjoy listening and having a discussion, live discussions, I'll definitely continue. So that will be good. Hello from Switzerland. Cool. Excellent. Excellent. So thank you for joining me. And I am very happy that so many of you are actually watching at the moment. So that's all good. So let's see other questions. If I see anything I missed at the moment. 1 hour before schedule. Oh, Marco has to go. Okay, bye, Marco. And Gavin Maguire. Hi, New Zealander. Excellent. Cool. Wow, in New Zealand. How are you guys? Hopefully you guys are really good. So let's see what you said here. And to go for a walk daily with my EM1 Mark II since I lived on the mountainside. Yeah, trust me, the EM1 Mark II is an awesome camera. Then this is my EM1 Mark II here, and I still love this guy. And of course, this is the limited silver edition. I have the black one, which is completely battered. So I'm rocking the latest OM1 on the EM1 Mark III that's filming on right now, with the face detect on CAF. So you can kind of see how good it is in videoing, and I do think it's actually a very, very capable camera, and as a streaming camera, it's actually pretty good, right? You guys all agree when you see this result, it's actually a very capable camera. You might wonder what lens I'm using at the moment. I'm actually using the 17mm 1.2 Pro, shooting it wide open at 1.2, so you can see that I can get really lovely bokeh going on here, good separations, and ultra sharp, right? Okay, and that's really good. So Jimmy, high res, you use the low light situation. Is there any downfall using it? Right. Okay, that's an interesting question. Okay. High res in low light. No, there's no downfall of using it, but you have to remember that if you want to enable high res mode, you have to make sure that everything is completely still. If you have a lot of movement going on, it's going to result blurriness or some sort of artifacts when the computer combine the images together or the pixels together. That will result in not so kind of professional end results. And so the reason is, if you want to do low light situation, you just make sure that everything's still, nothing's moving, then yeah, that's fine. And in fact, if you use a high res mode, you can actually get less noise. So that would be one benefit of using it as well. So let's see what else, what other question you have here. And the stream is great. Thank you. Okay, let me just get rid of this and see other things here. Chevy Cohen, greetings from Israel. Hey, hello, how are you guys? And very good to come on. Thank you. You could do an editing tutorial sometime soon. Really love your style and color. Thank you very much for that, and appreciate that. Thank you for joining me. I will be doing some sort of the tutorial in editing. In fact, if you stay tuned, I think I'm actually trying to do some editing for my next video. Which should be live on Friday, or if not Saturday. I'll try to do it as soon as possible, maybe even tomorrow if I get it done. I'm actually doing a review on DxO software and the Nix software. That could be something of interest if you really, you guys are really into editing, and so you can see what sort of software I tested and used. But I will do a proper tutorial in editing, so you can see that how I apply colors and things like to get the look that you guys kind of enjoy seeing. So that will be something I will be doing. Okay. Adrian, would be great to have a scheduled live stream bi-weekly to interact with subscriber. Well, in fact, this is weekly now. So that may make your dream happen. It's weekly. And so I'm having every week, every Wednesday, 3 p.m. London time, I'll be doing a live stream to answer your questions and talk about a subject. If you guys want to get in, so I will be at the moment. I'm trying to adjust to this self-isolation thing at the moment. So I'll be updating you from the community page. So stay tuned on the community page. I'll be updating the topics. So if you want to see the topics, I'll be talking for the following week, so you can get some questions ready, so you can ask me on the day. So that is all good. So it's going to be weekly. And also, if you guys are really interested, I also have my Facebook daily stream for half an hour between 11 to 11:30 a.m. And if you guys want to catch me, just search my name, Jimmy Cheng. You will find me there. If not, I'll put the link down in the description so you can see me there as well. So remember to follow me, and you can see my live stream on Monday to Friday between 11 to 11:30 a.m. Yeah, okay. Let's see what else in here. And John Ellen, what are the best custom settings for you? I don't have anything kind of specific in terms of custom settings. I do adjust the tonal curve in camera. So I would suppress the highlight and bring up the shadow. So I kind of self-created a flat profile for photos, and then I will apply my own presets into the photos and create that look that you just talked about. So this is something I do in terms of custom setting. But other than that, I pretty much stick with whatever the camera gives me. I do occasionally do custom white balance, but that's as far as I go. And yeah, hope that I answer your question. Terry, and Jane Brown was one of the best press photographers in her days, and she's used an OM1. Yes, she did. No need for a large format camera for her, and it's all about what you do with that hand. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. It's all about your eyes. Like I mentioned, creativity-wise, it's all about your eyes and the brains. It's the guy behind the lens, and that makes the difference. So any opinion between the 17mm 2.8 and 1.8? Okay, very quickly, get the 1.8. Forget about the 2.8. Burana. I know it's more expensive for the 1.8, but believe me, it's night and day difference in terms of performance and sharpness. And then the 17mm 1.8 is way better than the 2.8, the version. So Ravenham, where's the live stream is great. Keep it up. Thank you very much. And Bess, I think you're going now, so have a great day. You too. Yes. Thank you for joining me, and hope you have a fantastic day. Jacob, hi from Denmark. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining me, Jacob. Nice to have a live stream. Yes. Keep up the live stream. Fantastic. Wow, I'm catching up all the messages. Pawan Kumar, hello. And what do you think of the Panasonic 10 to 25 1.7? And well, personally, I've tried it only once. I love it. I do love it. It's a fantastic lens. Yes, it is really bulky and heavy, which is kind of not a micro four third lens in a way. But it's the constant aperture that really intrigued me. So I think it's a very good video lens. I'm not so sure about photography, because I'd rather slap on a Olympus 1.2 Pro lens for photos rather than using a 1.7 zoom. But for video, I can see the appeal to it because you have that range cover and it's constant 1.7 aperture, so that is pretty good. But one thing that I don't quite like is the price. It's very pricey in the UK. I'm not sure about where other countries, but in the UK it's going for like £1,600-1,700 for that lens. Is quite significant for a micro four third lens. I know it's a 1.7 aperture, but still it's quite an expensive gear. My casual approach is thank you. First footprint photography. Thank you. Frida Spider, you are an even nicer person than on your video. Do I look really horrible in the video normally? this is me normally. I'm generally quite a bubbly person, and I try to be anyway. Okay. I think I'm finally catching to the last comment here. At the moment, I have an OMD EM10 Mark II with a 45 1.8 Sigma 19 2.0. I don't know if I should pick 12 to 45 f4 or the 12 to 40, I guess it's 2.8, or the 14 to 42. I would like to do a macro. Right, I'm trying to bring it up to the screen here. Is it possible with the 12 to 45? Wow, you got a whole range of stuff there. Right, you got the portrait lens going. 45 1.8 is a fantastic lens. You got a wide angle cover, well, kind of the 19 2.8. If you want a generic zoom lens, if you like the size, and if you want pro quality built and in an optical quality, the 12 to 45 f4, the new one, is really good. I mean, if you haven't seen my review video on that particular lens, we have it. I'm going to put the link in the description so you can check that out. It's a fantastic lens, and it's really tiny as well, which is really good for the EM10 Mark II. The kit lenses, they're okay. You know, I've used the 14 to 42 before, and but I would. Now I've tried the 12 to 45. I would prefer the 12 to 45, and even though I have to pay a little bit more money, but I would have that because it's weather sealed, so it's just better in general. You know, the whole build quality and the optical performance is really good. So that's pretty good. So let's see what other people are saying. Vivo sucks. Hey Jimmy, I wonder if you edit photos on the go sometimes. What MacBook are you using? Right. Okay. To answer your questions, I rarely edit photos on the go, but I do edit photos on location, if that's the difference. And then I do because I shoot location portraits. So sometimes I take my laptop out and to edit my photos. My computer is the MacBook Pro 15-inch, and I was due to update to the 16-inch model, but because of the current situations and my financial income is completely stripped out this year, so I don't think I'm going to be upgrading anytime soon. So I'll still be using my 2017 MacBook Pro, but it's perfectly fine. That's not a problem with that at all. Adrian, is the dedicated black and white Leica monochrome worth the premium in comparison to converting a color image to black and white on other Leica M? As a professional yourself, can you honestly tell the difference? It's a tricky question you asked there, because depending on what sort of ISO sensitivity you set to the camera, the one benefit of monochrome has over traditional color rangefinders or any other color camera is the dynamic range and the sensitivity of the sensor itself. Once the color bayonet is removed, as the filters removed, and the sensor actually sends more light, so you actually would find that your camera is extra sensitive to any sort of light source. That would mean that you can capture a lot of low light stuff. So monochrome is great and excel when it start when the surroundings starting to get dim and dark. That's when it really excels, because you can push the sensor all the way up to 12,800 without seeing any noise. So that's the benefit of it. In terms of low ISO, I guess it's okay. It's comparable. And I think if you shoot everything like in the base ISO in the monochrome compared to any other color sensors out there, including Olympus, you probably can't tell the difference that much, to be quite honest. That's my take on it. But another appealing factor of M monochrome is that because it's only black and white sensor, you can use color filters almost like a film camera, and you can, if you're feeling a little bit nostalgic, that's another thing you can do. Or you are a dedicated monochrome or black and white photographer, you will appreciate the monochrome. For that's a fact. But if you want to do colors and occasionally dipping into black and white, yeah, you don't need to get a monochrome to get that. And I think majority of the cases you won't be able to tell the difference. That's my honest answer. So first, footprint photography. Does your custom tonal curve automatically apply to the RAW files if you open up in Adobe RAW? Yes, it does. Unless I've done something wrong, it does show it's flatter, and so that's something that it happens in the camera. So so that is something that I found out probably after the first year of using Olympus stuff, because I was thinking I don't like the default contrast. It's a little bit too high to my taste. So I went to the tonal curve and start adjusting myself and found the optimal kind of level that I like to before I start processing the photo. So that's how I do it. Okay, Tan from Jakarta, Indonesia. Yay, second Jakarta. How are you guys? Yes. Which one's better? 125 1.2 for daily use. Okay. Zoom versus Prime. That's it's a difficult kind of comparison because if you ask me, because I am a Prime guy, so I would choose the Prime over Zoom any days. But there's no right or wrong answers here, depending on what you need. But the 1.2, of course, it has the benefit of not only shallow depth of field, the separations, the sharpness, but also because of 1.2, you can shoot lower light and using a lower ISO compared to the 2.8 zoom. And but if you want the flexibility, go for the 12 to 40. And if you just want one lens for everything, the 12 to 40. That's kind of would be my answer to it. Terry and defo to the live stream, Jimmy. Yay! Yeah, thank you for really liking the live stream. I'm really happy that you guys are really loving it, and I'm sure I will continue this for as long as I can. Right. Let's see. I think the answer. Another question. Right now, I'm looking to buy a vintage lens from film era. Which lens would you recommend for portrait? Um. Okay. Vintage lens. How much budget do you have? Let me know your budget and let you know. Okay, Adrian, and much appreciated. My holy grail, a dream camera. I have my dream camera here, at least for now. Right, Olympus, if you're watching, I'm sorry, it's not your latest camera, but it's the Pen F. I love this guy. I so hope that you will make a Mark II of Pen F, and then but this is really my camera. You know, like yeah, this is kind of my holy grail at the moment because it does everything that I need to do photographically. It's just an awesome camera. Adrian, I know what you mean. Like in terms of dream camera, a little bit like a dream car. If you have unlimited budget and things like that, you know, I could probably go on to get a Hasselblad or maybe a Leica S3 or something like that. But I think for me, you know, it's no point getting a camera if I don't use it, right? And so no matter how expensive it is, how exclusive, how rare it is, if I don't use it, I think it's a waste. So I would like to have a camera. My dream camera would be one that I would use every single day. That would be my dream camera. And at the moment, is this. Yes, I still love this guy, and even though it's been a few years already, but the Pen F is still my favorite camera at the moment. Okay, so hope that answers your question. What do you think about Leica, Panasonic, Sigma, L mount alliance? Do you think it's good path moving forward for them? Blah blah blah. Oh, Robin, thank you for joining me. I think I have to drag it a little bit longer now. Although I set the 45 minutes limit, but I think I will drag it a little bit longer than usual. Um, so let me have a look at what you say here now. L mount alliance. Okay. Um, it's good for the industry. Give a little bit of a variety or options and choices for consumer. That's for sure. But at the moment, I think the L-mount alliance compared to the Micro Four Thirds alliance, that between Panasonic and Olympus and other manufacturers like Sharp, now Laowa, and Blackmagic, they all signed the agreement for the Micro Four Thirds development. I personally think that the airline L Alliance is a little bit fragmented compared to Micro Four Third. They seem to do their own thing, so isolated, and the cameras development and launch time is so complicated at the moment, and I think that's probably one hindrance that they have at the moment. That's why that is not quite taken off. You know, with Sigma's own L camera coming out and having not received such high praise in terms of its usability and user friendliness. That's another thing that I met a lot of journalists in this country, and they all talk about the same thing about the Sigma camera. Is a little bit an oddball, so that didn't help at all. So far, I think it's only Panasonic really done the L proper camera. I mean, I know Leica has, but Leica camera costs about 2 times more than what Panasonic can offer. But at the moment, it's not taking on, and solely because I think a lot of the L mount lenses are huge. They are big. That may put some people off in a way. They're capable cameras. Don't get me wrong. I think the Panasonic S1 and SH1 are really fantastic camera. So is the latest Leica SL2. They're all really good cameras and do capable stuff. But I'm not entirely sure at this moment in time. But wait and see. I don't know. You know, at this moment the whole entire camera industry, the photographic industry is having a big shock from this COVID-19 at the moment. So I would not know what's going to happen in the next 18 months or in terms of research and development and investment pumping into marketing and everything like that. So it's going to be quite a shock to the entire world. All the photographers will be affected somehow, one way or the other. So no problem, Robin. That's okay. Okay, let's see what other questions there. And okay, what lens used in live stream? Right. Okay, you guys, if you don't, all right. I think it's time to talk about my live stream setup now. Today I'm using the Olympus OMD EM1 Mark III with the 17mm 1.2 Pro, shoot at wide open at 1.2 with a very ND filter slap on. I have a key light here. It's the newer 660 LED lights with softbox on, and simple setup as that's it. You know, I set it in continuous AF, so we track my face. As you can see that the EM1 Mark III is very capable of doing that. I just left it at that. You know, simple setup, and it's effective. And I'm glad you guys are liking it. And they keep asking questions about how I set this up. So it's very simple. It's very straightforward. No thrill. You can also do the same thing with the EM1 Mark II or the EM5 Mark III, because the CAF now in these cameras are also fantastic as well, so that's really good. Okay, thanks, that's interesting to know. I'll start playing with the custom curve setting camera and go to sleep now. Take care. Thank you for joining me first, Footprint Photography. Thank you for all your comments and interactions there, and good night for you. So yeah, have fun. Felita, do you like the Gitzo back? I'm looking to get the wide angle Gizzle back, and I'm looking to get a wide angle lens. Any suggestion? I have a 12 to 40 2.8. I'm using the EM5 Mark 1 and planning up to upgrade. Oh wow, you got a lot of questions there. I like my Gizzle back. Yeah, it's really good. I do like it. Really love it. And then I think it's very comfortable to hold as well. I can hold quite a lot of gears. Actually, it's quite deceptive of the size itself. Like wide angle lens. Looking at one. Any suggestion? Wide angle, I do like this. This is a 12mm f2 prime, and this guy has been with me for street photography, some landscape stuff, and it's a fantastic little lens here. Very well built as well, and it looks good, doesn't it? It really does look good. I do like it. But the 12 to 40 2.8 is perfectly functional. It's good and flexible because it's got the range there, and it's 2.8 is pretty fast. I'm upgrading from EM5 Mark 1. Yeah. Yep, go for the Mark III. It's really good if you would like the EM5 size. The latest EM5 is really capable. Or the EM1 Mark III, which is like what I'm using to film this at the moment, is you can see the quality straight away. It's really good. And don't worry about the M lens, would be okay. Yeah, the M lens would be okay. Don't worry about it at all. And Japan, hey, ohayo gozaimasu. No, hi, konnichiwa. Or actually, no, it's konbanwa now. It's probably very late at night. And nice to see you. Nice to see you. Okay, low light photography. And do I need to go for EM5, EM1 model? Right. In terms of sensor capabilities, you will find both the EM5, EM1 very similar, and it will definitely a step up from the EM10 Mark III for sure. So it depends what form factor you want to use, whether you want the smaller size of the EM5 or the better grip of the EM1. So you have to try to figure out. But in terms of sensor performance, they're pretty equal. So I hope that answers your question. Hopefully today the battery is fully charged. It is fully charged today, but it's been going on for nearly an hour now, so I'm not entirely sure how long it will continue to last. Robin. Peter, hi, Jimmy, greetings from Penang. From Malaysia. Yay, that's cool. Nice to see you guys. So, trying to end this live stream very soon, because I know it's been going on for an hour now. I will give you some photos to see, because last week's live, I asked if anyone wanted to send me some photo for comments or critiques. A gentleman, Anton, actually sent me something. It's very good, and hence it's today's topic in sensor size and does it matter, right? I'm going to show you this very quickly because it's very interesting, right? Guys, this is a very good photo, and I have to say there's nothing for me to criticize, and it's captured the perfect moment there, and the lighting is fantastic. And you can see the exit data that I put on screen at the moment. And it's shot at relatively low ISO, but you have a guess, what camera is this photo taken with? Have a guess, what sort of camera used to capture that particular photo? I'm going to show you one more time. Ever think what camera that Anton used to capture this fantastic stage performance? I'm thinking I'm gonna review the answer. I'm gonna put a smaller screen so you can see me talking. And the image itself, I really have not much to criticize, and then it's a fantastically or very perfectly exposed photo. I see the all the textures there, from the curtain all the way to the singer's skin. The skin tone is perfectly exposed, and a really nice job there. And the stage light is good, and well use of vignette. If you apply some vignette, it's really fantastic. And in one, Robin is going for compact cameras. Adrian Olympus. Hey, someone got the correct answers? Yes? Okay. Someone got it. 1-inch sensor. But what camera? What camera? Robin guesses RX100. Robin saying it's RX100 or LX10. And okay, right. I'm going to tell you it is Sony RX100 IV. Okay, so there you go. That's the answer. And yeah, it's fantastic. So that, not only that, I need to show you something else as well. I think because Anton sent me something else to prove the point of smaller sensor doesn't matter. And so you see this image is really good because in digitally, when you view it on screen, it's totally different. But when you start printing it out, that's when it matters. And so I'm going to give you another photo that he sent me to prove the point. So this is the exact same image printed out. He actually got selected to be got exhibited in Australia. So this is how big it got printed. It was, the singer was called Iggy, and then he also printed one, which is the one on the dining table, and to send it to him as well. So this shows, you know, a 1-inch sensor, or the sensor size does not matter. It has the same 20 megapixel resolutions, and that would also mean your Olympus camera is more than capable of printing big. So there's no reason why you should listen to other people and saying that, you know, like your small sensor can't do anything, and that is wrong. You know, unless you're doing something completely wrong in terms of photography, you should be fine. You know, trust me that. So that's my kind of a take on today's topic there, and there you go. I'm just trying to get back there. So just to show you once again, that photo I think is a fantastic photo there. And oops, I got it something wrong there. Oops, there's something really wrong. So it's a really great image. I love it. You know, it's a very good image there, and it's just fantastic. Excellent. And so I hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. And if there are any other question you may want to ask me, oh, that's a weird thing going on there. Yeah, my last 2 minutes of Q&A. If you want to ask me anything, I'll be answering them. If not, remember, I do have a daily live stream on Facebook. I'm going to put the link down in the description. Every day between Monday to Friday, 11 to 11:30 a.m. in London time. So if you want to catch up with me personally or continue to ask me questions, I will be there to answer your stuff. And if not, every Wednesday in this channel, YouTube channel, Red35, we will have a live stream photography 101. So you can also ask me things here. I'll be doing a similar thing. I have a schedule, so usually I'll have a topic to talk about and to discuss, and then you have Q&A session as well. So either way, I'm here for you guys, and thank you again for following me. If you guys want to support me, of course, I have my link down here, and that's the Buy Me a Coffee link, and you can buy me a virtual coffee if you like. There's no obligation, only if you want to. That's all good. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's sessions, and if you have any other comments or any other things you want to suggest me to do in the future episodes, please put some comments down below in the descriptions, and I will be able to, I'll do my best to do it. And by the way, since Robin is here, let's talk about something that we are doing collectively with all the other Michael Forthert YouTubers. Robin, Peter Forsgard, Maddie, and Rob Trek. You know, we're doing a themed videos every month. I think it's every month, Robin. I'm not entirely sure if that's every month now. So the first theme video, which basically we are doing the same thing, and will be coming live starting from this Thursday or Friday. My video will come later because this week I'm fully jam-packed for my stuff. But Robin's videos, Peter Forsgard are coming on Friday. I think Maddie's coming Thursday. But you will see all of our videos are themed together. So I'm going to give you a shout out to all these channels. You know, we are a great community, and all of us are really great photographers. I learned so much from all these people out there. They're fantastic. I love Peter, I love Robin, love Maddie, love Rob. You know, they're all great guys there. So I'm so proud to be part of it, and so proud to you know, to have you guys supporting all of us as well. So it's fantastic, and love you guys. So don't forget to spread the word that we'll be doing something similar. If you ask people to support us as well, you know, to subscribe our channel, cross-subscribing, you know, to support us, put on the bell notification so you know all our videos coming live whenever it is. That's all good. So, oh yes, yours coming on Friday. So that's all really fantastic, and it's whole having fun, right? You know, we're gonna have to support each other during this difficult time in worldwide. So I hope that my video will inspire you and keep you entertained at some point, and I will be here continuously to answer your questions. So thank you once again, and don't forget to tune in once again next week. Next Wednesday, I'm going to do another live. If you have anything specific, comment down below, and I'll have my daily stream on Facebook. Just search my name, Jimmy Cheng, and you will recognize my face. Pretty sure. And so I'll see you whenever, either Facebook or YouTube. So until next time, I shall turn off and end the live stream now, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye for now.